largest this or the oldest that. It's enough that they really existed, and we can know something about them and wonder at their stories. Each fossil species had a beginning and an end. The end is the extinction of the species, the point at which the last population or individual died, the snuffing out of all the history to that point, which was preserved in the genetic code of the last individuals. For each species, there was a reason why it finally disappeared. Extinctions happen on different scales. What we usually think about are extinctions of single species, such as the complete annihilation of the dodo or quagga. Each such extinction has a cause, and in these two cases it could presumably be laid at the door of a single person, whose name has by now been forgotten. Single-species extinctions, however, have happened ever since life first evolved. No species lasts forever. In fact, species of mammals and birds typically last for about 1 million years, and for some other groups, such as mollusks and some plants, individual species might last for 10 million years. These are long spans of time, but when we recall that the Earth is over 4.5 billion years old, species are short-lived. They come and go. Some die out because food runs out in their local patch, or the climate becomes too warm or too cold. Others die out because a vigorous incomer steals all their food or space. These are what paleontologists call background extinctions. Although this is a rather dismissive term, it forms a comparison with more widespread incidents, typically called extinction events. An extinction event is when many species die out at the same time, perhaps for related reasons. They can be regional, such as when the Mediterranean Sea dried up during the Messinian salinity crisis from 5.96 to 5.33 million years ago. What had been sea turned into land when the western connection of the Mediterranean to the Atlantic, located between Spain and Gibraltar in the north and Morocco in the south, closed off. The trapped seawater evaporated, leaving thick salt deposits, hence the name salinity crisis. All the fishes, shellfish, and other marine life died. Many of these were local populations of widespread species, and so the whole species did not go extinct. But some species of fishes and mollusks were restricted to the Mediterranean, and so some went extinct for the same reason and at the same time. Extinction events may only affect particular kinds of species, as happened at the end of the Pleistocene 10,000 years ago, when the last of the northern hemisphere ice sheets retreated from North America, northern Europe, and Asia. Cold-adapted species, such as mammoths, mastodons, woolly rhinoceros, and cave bears, headed north with the retreating ice, but eventually ran out of space and food and died out, although some of these species were probably helped on their way by early human hunting bands. Some extinction events were much larger, and so huge they're called mass extinctions. These were times when thousands or millions of species died out at the same time and in all parts of the world, representing a broad array of plants and animals living in the sea and on land. Humans have never witnessed a mass extinction, although our ancestors in all parts of the world did witness the extinctions of large mammals 10,000 years ago. Paleontologists have identified 5 mass extinctions in the geological record: at the end of the Ordovician, in the Late Devonian, and at the ends of the Permian, Triassic, and Cretaceous geological periods, respectively 444, 372 and 359, 252, 201,